Frankie's being a brat. We went out for a nice run. We had fun. He got some loving. And now he's just being a brat. He's just whining and begging for attention. What's wrong with you? Good morning, everybody. I know it's the holidays. It can be insane. Are you done now? You gonna let me put on some makeup? Now my hands are all doggy. Can you believe this? Think he spoiled it all? Look at that. Look how demanding he is. I don't know. Anyway, so we made it through Christmas. Stop. I'll put you out. Come on. Wait right here. I'm gonna see if I can lure him out. Come on. Awesome. No, no. I didn't shut the door fast enough. But now he has a treat, so maybe he'll leave me alone. So I buy him the long rawhides at, where do I go? Any discount store, Dollar General, things like that. But then I cut them into smaller pieces, like 3x3 chunks, or 2x2. I don't know. See that size? Yeah, that's about a 2-inch long, and I guess it's only inch and a half in diameter. Okay. So I just am ready to settle down and check in. I want to see how some of my sober friends are doing, and just kind of let you know I'm thinking of you. And I know that when I was first changing my life and getting sober, I did not have the internet. It was not a thing for the little people yet. Not little small town hicks like me. So we only got our support through gathering at meetings. And so we would schedule meetings around breakfast, lunch, dinner, supper, and then late at night, we even had 10 o'clock and midnight meetings because, well, those are the times when a lot of us drank, especially if we had a bar life or fall asleep drinking if they weren't into bar life. So it was really important to have support during those hard times. Why am I telling you this? If you're not an alcoholic, there's a lot that can be learned. And a lot of people early in sobriety who are getting excited about this new way of life, they're like, gosh, everybody should do this. Because it's true. Now more than ever, we need each other. And the holidays can really bring out that feeling of wishing, woulda, coulda, shoulda, connected with certain people during our life. You need to slow down on that, buddy. You need to slow down on that. Oh, my baby. Wasn't that sweet? Yeah. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. So, holidays can be really hard. It can also highlight how lonely we are. It can highlight how many mistakes we've made in our life. I don't know what it is. It's almost like a vortex of that creates a magnifying glass that really stares down. And for some people in sobriety, it might be time to do your steps. This might be a time when you're tender. I think there are certain times of the day, the week, the month, the year that we, and then physiologically, different phases of our growth, human age, when our hormones are moving around, we're finally ready. Or whether we're ready or not, it's a good prime time to experiment with growth, with emotional growth, with the emotional sobriety, if you will. It might be time. Is there any left? Oh, good. For a second, I thought he was swallowing that whole. If I have to get off here really fast, I don't know why. Sometimes I don't even think about it. I'll give him a chew toy or whatever, not even worry about it. And then other times I think, oh my God, did he just swallow that? What, can he breathe? I panic. I'm like an old mother hen sometimes. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, sometimes it's just time to do your work, whether you want to or not. And when we get to a place where we're ready for change, whether it's sobriety, getting out of an abusive relationship, learning how to not be abusive in a relationship, looking at any addiction and trying to change our life, trying to create new boundaries with people in our life, considering quitting an abusive job, considering packing up your car and moving away from a bad neighborhood and living somewhere brand new and uncomfortable until you get, a routine set up. I mean, anytime we're trying to improve the status of our life, emotionally, physically, financially, it is extremely stressful. That's why, thank goodness, we can have friends. That's what they're for. I'm new at this live thing. I've done it a few times. So there's a little mess away. No. Can I cancel? Yeah. I don't know. Looks like the live is still going, so I didn't mess that up. I wish things didn't have. Oh, well, I guess it's just letting me know that we're on here. Here, I'll do that. Okay, so I kind of want to see myself on put on makeup. What makeup? Oh, it's so cold and gray out, but it's not real. It's not real windy. It's a gentle breeze, but I can tell you, it's that kind of gray where a snow ice storm could be rolling in. That's what it looks like. This time of year, who knows? I think something's up because my allergies are a little higher too. Anyway, back to you. If now when I was first changing my life, I'm sure I could have been seen as cut off, shut off, because I didn't want to give too much away about myself. And then if I did give anything away, I just opened up the floodgates and told way too much. I think there's something inside of us. Some people call it self-sabotage. Some people call it starving for attention. Some people call it you just haven't, it's word vomit because you haven't talked in so long, it just comes out. A lot of stay-at-home moms are like that when they try to make friends with, other moms or what have you, and they finally get some adult conversation. So it's not a terrible thing. It's just something that if you're telling things that aren't very pretty, like me, you learn at a very, hopefully, kind of weirdly, learn at a very young age. There are just some things that are inappropriate to tell people because otherwise you're just causing them harm. It's like if you tell them about an abusive childhood, like the conversation is like, Why aren't you giving that guy a chance? And you go, well, I grew up with people who blah, 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 blah. And he kind of reminded me of that. And I got scared and I packed my stuff and left while he was in the shower. He wasn't even abusive. Excuse me. And so the more you tell them, the more they're like, dang. Okay. Well, since I'm just here talking to myself, I'll go off on little tangents. So it's very easy for someone who's new in sobriety, or, I'm not talking about people who aren't sober yet, because if someone's trying to have relationships and they're a drunk, they do appear narcissistic. They can be diagnosed, probably, if nobody else knows but them, that they're a drunk. Forgive the old terminology, but I've been around a long time. Then, yeah. So, whoopsie. With sobriety comes a lot of awkward situations where you start to realize how different you are from other people. Whether you came from a crazy childhood like mine or not. Excuse me, I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick. I'll be right back. I don't want to shut the live off and on. Very good. So initially being around people, especially at the holidays, we can get very self-conscious. Extremely so. So it feels like panic because we don't know how we're going to fit in. Sometimes if we're working with a good sponsor and they've had this kind of conversation like I'm having with you now, it's like they'll point out it's not just about being sober. It's how are you treating the people around you? Now, a lot of us, humans are funny, will go extremely childish for a while, and they will decide, I'm going to be me no matter what, thinking that back then, that obnoxious person, if you just take away the alcohol and they're still obnoxious, they think that's their real self, and it isn't. It's them on drugs. Alcohol's a drug. And then if you're taking other drugs, yeah. If you're a pothead, yeah. You're not you. You haven't had a chance to grow up and mature and learn how to conversate. Putting me on some makeup. I feel like I don't have any lips. Not because they're covered in foundation, which is good. Before I got sober, I used to put makeup on without really looking at my face. It's like I was looking at my face, but I didn't see myself, if that makes any sense. I think it does. I think you know what I'm talking about. If you've been there, done that, you know what I'm talking about. And that's one of the important things too, is even though we don't need to spill our guts to people, even if they are in recovery, if they're not your sponsor, you don't have to open up and tell them every single thing. Because not everyone who's newly sober, or long time sober actually, is in it to win it. Some people are still manipulators, users, and they will use what information you give them against you. You're around, the only thing wrong with Alcoholics Anonymous is it's full of alcoholics, right? And the only thing wrong with alcoholics is that they're human beings who are a little dysfunctional in their thinking. It's just that Not that all humans aren't like that, or a lot of humans. It's just they're all in one spot when they're gathered. So you have to, so it's a great melting pot to be able to learn with your help of your sponsor or a therapist who's safe, who's not safe, who's on the same journey-ish as you and could be a good friend, a good companion, or a good playmate, or whatever. And really, addicts are, I consider, if I say alcoholics, it's interchangeable with addicts. And that goes for gambling, sex, internet, porn, pot. Yeah, there are pot addicts. It's too bad. You know, it seemed like pot was such a great answer for so many people. But dang, pot really can get unmanageable sometimes. It just seems like people will attach themselves for a drug and defend it at any cost, even though it makes them a ridiculous person. Excuse me. Pot doesn't just make you cool, it can make you dorky. Some people go, yeah, but it makes me so horny. Or, yeah, it helps me clean my house. That's not true for everyone, especially the clean the house part. Because usually it might help some people as an aphrodisiac, but not everybody. And it certainly doesn't help most people get the energy to clean the house. And I will tell you now that the pot they're making now is an experiment. They're not used to being able, there hasn't been a long-term effect study on some of the powers of the pot that they're putting out there. I mean, holy moly. Anyway, I see it all. Oh, and that, oh, I had a kid that swore the only thing he did was that, that fake cigarette smoking. Is when the pot first came out, he was smoking cannabis or pot in it. This was only 7 years ago when it was first starting getting really popular. 7-10 years in a small town. Anyway, this was a long time ago, and he ended up getting permanent brain damage. It was like his memory, his thinking. It's like he had overexposed himself to poisonous gas, basically. That's when I really started opening my eyes, thinking, the only thing I really appreciated about the changes in the pot laws was the legalities. I had friends who experimented with pot back in the day when pot was really a bad thing, and they ended up getting federal offenses. It made it hard to find jobs, and all they were doing is being dumb kids experimenting with something that wasn't dangerous to most people. So it was kind of a relief when a lot of people got, you know, pulled over for a doobie back then, and then had to go through the whole legal system and be shamed. And I mean, dang, we could have ditchweed. This was small town in Midwest America. Everybody, well, not everybody, but kind of like sex. If you're one of those kids in high school or junior high even, you're going to experiment with some kind of sex or relationship, and you're going to experiment with alcohol and pot. People didn't usually do a whole lot more than that. Nowadays, things just aren't safe anymore. It's so dangerous. So anyway, that's the truth. Gosh, I hope y'all are having a good day. You know, if you ever have anything that you want to kind of talk about, just go ahead and post a question or let me know how you're thinking or feeling, because I really want to be here for you. And if you leave a message, I can message you back. I don't always answer messages right away if they're pleasantries and they're just sharing information and being sweet. But sometimes I'll see the message, and if you say, man, I could really use someone to chat with, message back and forth with. You know, if I see the message, I will message you to the best of my ability. And if I don't, maybe someone else that's following me would be so kind to chip in. Kind of like our own little tribe. We can help each other. You know, you don't have to claim to be an addict to benefit from some of the things I share. You don't have to have childhood trauma. Sometimes it's just about having company, right? But there are some of us who, for whatever reason, we just feel so different and isolated from the normal population. Sometimes it's because of your personality type. Like I'm a Myers-Briggs. On their scale, I always test as an INTJ. I think there was only one time that I didn't test INTJ, and I don't remember what I tested as, but I've taken it several times because some people say, you know, depends on what mood you're in or what have you. You can take them free online. They're kind of fun. It's kind of like answering enough questions for it to help you to kind of tell you what your own zodiac sign is. As if you don't know you. Well, Myers-Briggs is kind of like that. It'll tell you these 4 letters that represent personality types. Like if you answer enough questions to someone who knows what the zodiac signs are, they'll tell you what you are, or basically what you are. I mean, they might not get into the whole moon rising thing, but some of them can. They are like, oh, I know that you're a whatever. I don't know that much about it. But I do know that around the holidays, you can sometimes tell what kind of addict someone is by how they are treating other people, how they're treating themselves. You know, I think the word self-sabotage has been overused for so long that it's kind of taken the power and meaning out of it. Now it just sounds like a slur. Oh, self-sabotage. Or a compliment. Or an easy way out. It's just been so minimized. It's lost its true power. I'm going to tweeze a couple of these so anyway, but people who are trying to change their lives, when they're doing the self-sabotage behavior, you can Google it, it's not always because they want to set themselves up to lose. They're afraid to get something and then lose it. There's a little bit of a difference because it's like a guy might not, this is a perfect example. A person may not ask someone out for a date or try to say hi because they're afraid of rejection right there. But then there are some of us who know that, oh, we're going to get involved. I can tell. I'm going to go up to them. I'm going to introduce myself. I bet I can win them over. But then what do I do with them? And then what if they get to know me and don't like me? And then there's this racing thinking and all of this, instead of self-challenging, It's self-sabotage. I saw a whole bunch of hairs that needed to be tweezed. You know, if the light's just right, you can see them, right? Oh, well, I'm tired of messing with that. So, all of this is to say, I want y'all to get out of the house if you can. If you're restless, if you're lonely, if you don't know what you want to do, I might put on a little... See, I have cheeks here, so I wouldn't even put on blush. But over here, I guess it's rosacea or something, a mild case of it. So, but I already put on powder, so I'll have to put on powder blush. I want something very natural. I'll just go through my eyeshadow palette and just put it right in here. See, I think that, see that? Yeah. See, sometimes it doesn't take much. Just like going out with friends or going to your first AA meeting, you don't have to big deal it. Oh, don't big deal it. Don't big deal it. Just go. Oh my goodness. Don't big deal it. Just go. You don't have to say a word. You really don't. Just show up, sit in a chair, and I'm going to put it right on my puffiest spot. Yeah, see there? Just right there. Not trying to do a wing. Just trying to shadow it a little bit. See, that's better, I think. What do you think? And if you don't overdo it, like I was talking to a client. Oh my God. I was sharing about a memory that I had of a very dear friend of mine when we were teenagers, late teenagers. What do you got? You got your treat? Aw, are you going to give me that? Are you going to give me that? Come here. Come here. Show everybody your treat. No? Okay. There he goes. He brought me his treat. Aw. What am I looking for? Oh, moisturizer. I'm going to put some... This mauve lipstick that I got, I just love it. Oh. It is moisturizing enough. I love that. I like putting it on top of almost everything. Oh, did you get to see that? Yeah, I love it when people show. So you can take a snapshot of it and then enlarge it in the picture so you can see what it is. But I can tell you this. It's a Maybelline lipstick. So you know it's under $10. And if I put it on top of any lipstick, it just feels better. Because lipstick can feel heavy. Just a little bit. You know, it's not like a heavy on your lips. But I'm just saying, especially that lipstick that doesn't move around too much. Like when you use these. They're matte. They're long wearing. But the only way they can do that is if they don't move a whole lot. That's just the way it is. I'm going to do some organizing today. It soothes my soul. I work in a high stress. I just put a little shine right there. The shiniest little eyeshadow that I have. It's not glitter. Ugh, I do not do glitter. Sometimes I can't tell if it's glitter or not, but like I bought this. I love Maybelline. I'm going to tell you, Maybelline, Revlon, CoverGirl. I'm sorry, they got it going on. They've been around for, what, 100 years? So all of these makeup brands, I understand they piggybacked off of the greats. L'Oreal came along. They piggybacked off the greats. And they should be held in more acclaim. And instead of saying, oh, that's cheap grocery store makeup, that's, you know, things are so much better now. No, they're so much better marketed now. And they're using the recipes that have always been used and improved on and improved on. That's just my opinion. I've been watching this makeup deal for a long time. Not intimately, but at some level. Sometimes a lot of things don't change. It's appearances, right? So be careful about that. If you keep I'm all over the place now. This is exciting. I'm thinking that's wisdom right there. If you can recognize when someone you think or hope is changing and recognize, stop it. They're not changing. They're just dressing up the look. Anna! Yay! Oh, I'm so glad. Hi, Anna. Well, you made my day. I'm talking about life and challenges and makeup. Oh, anyway, look at this Maybelline makeup. I like these little plaits. I use the black one for eyeliner. I use the white one. I used to use it for like the undermat. But I come here just to give a kiss. Aw. Mwah. Thanks, Anna. That is so sweet of you. Seriously, thank you. Well, busy girl, go enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll be thinking of you, and I will be grateful all day long that you stopped by to say hi. I love having you in my tribe. All right, so what I was saying about this eyeshadow, being kind of not in the know about makeup, when I got you, so you have to pay attention. I thought this was a matte, but it turned out I didn't have the intelligence, the education to know what S meant. I guess it means shimmer. It didn't mean glitter or shiny. Shimmer. I don't know. Anyway, I was putting it on my eyelids, and then I was noticing in pictures, no matter what I put on top of it, thank you, Anna, whatever I put on top of it shined. Just a shimmer, shine. So this is 100, and it's called Expert. I don't know if that's the line or 100S Vanilla. That's it. And it's from the Expert line. So you can buy, that's a sizable palette, and it's affordable. But I put it, so then I saved it, and I can put it right there, just for a little bit of whatever. And I have kind of a wide nose, so I've seen people do this. I don't know if it really helps anything, honestly. And I've seen people do this. This is so fun. Right in there. See, to me, that's too much shimmer. I don't like it. In there. I like it here. Excuse me. Oh, everybody around here's complaining about, down from here to Texas, are complaining about the sinuses situation right now. And I haven't had any cream, sugar, or milk or anything. Yeah, I won't do that again. I have too many wrinkles here to do that. So anyway, you can dress up a potato, but at the end of the day, it's still potato. I used to love a good baked potato when they're really soft and squishy, right? I really like that. I can eat them plain, just like if they are tender enough, just smooth, almost like butter. Blech, that sounded gross, but you know what I mean. Um, and I'd watch people pile stuff on top of a potato, and I'd think, why do that? They taste so good. But most potatoes just don't come out like that, honestly. A lot of potatoes do need dressed up. So it's just, you know, as far as a person goes, once you eat all the dressing on top, there's still that potato down in there. So you might enjoy the appearance, the participation, the excitement, the fun, but are you getting to know the real flavor of the potato or the human being, the person? Don't be afraid to get to know people. Do it slowly over time. Leave a little early, leaving them wanting more. Like, I'll look forward to seeing you again. That kind of thing. Don't stay until they are worn out on your welcome. And you can go, oh, wow, you know what? I probably should go. I mean, if you're thinking that, you're probably right. If you're thinking, oh, I wonder if I'm overstepping I know I've been here for so, if you get to that point, it's time to go, in my opinion. Unless they beg you to stay. And if they're begging you to stay, you got to wonder if they're a new friend, why are they begging you to stay? People don't need to beg if they're self-confident. They're like, okay, I'll see you around. Let's do this again. Exchange numbers. And I know it's just people new in sobriety get so afraid of, or with their new life or a new change they're making, to help build their self-confidence. You don't have to be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of staying a little too long and then being totally humiliated or embarrassed that you didn't do it just right. Because that's exactly where people's low self-esteem go, right? I'm encouraging you to experiment, and I'm encouraging you to limit what's gushing out of your mouth. I'm challenging you to experiment with not overstaying your welcome. But understand that I know that at the same time, most of the time, people start getting thin-skinned, their feelings are easily hurt, they think someone's chuckling about them if they hear it from another room. So just remember to stay centered, and if you're feeling uncomfortable, practice what you're going to say, practice how you do it before you even leave the house. How can you leave gracefully, graciously? And don't be afraid to take, in case you didn't know this, it's so nice to take a little gift. And since you're not drinking or you're not caught in your addiction, take something that is appropriate. If it's a sober get-together or you know you're not drinking, take a candle or take sparkling cider and some fresh fruit, because that makes a nice little fun drink, right? I love it when people bring a welcome gift of candles. I love them. I'll light them right away, very often. And I also like the sparkling cider idea. Those are just so easy. Okay, I have to go do a couple things, but I might get back online and have you keep me company while I organize my storage closet office area, because I have to do something drastic in there. And some of you might want some company. So leave a comment. Excuse me. I'm going to go take a Mucinex. Take care of yourself. And I might see you later today. If you don't see me and you want to chit chat, just leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Oh, so much to talk about, so much to learn. And especially to learn, we all kind of need each other. That's what human experience is about, is learning to love better. That's it. Without addiction, without all these triggers and rage, there is a better way to live. We just have to do it one little spoonful at a time, and sometimes you got to gulp. but you have to try hard. And most importantly, you don't have to do it alone. That's the biggie. Right, Frankie? Aw, he's taking a nap. All right. Believe it or not, I love you. I believe we're all related. That's just how I think. It's not just in my imagination. It's what I know. We're all related. So let's stick together like we mean it. Yeah, I mean it. All right, holidays. They're special days. They could be that vortex. Perfect time for you to experiment. Perfect opportunities out there to experiment your newfound healthy boundaries. Being able to say an appropriate yes. Being able to experiment with appropriate no's. Yeah, experiment. Experiment a little bit before you leave the house, just for funsies. It helps build up body memory. Oh, so much to talk about. Mwah. Love you. Bye for now.